Hello and welcome back to Cattenvir. It is the 21st of limestone in the year 126 and it is early autumn. Notice the autumn. It is not fall, even though this is developed by a gentleman from the United States. It is autumn and not fall. The significance of this only just struck me. I don't know how I haven't noticed this before, but well done, Toady One. I'm not sure if you like tea. I understand that those of you across the pond are afflicted by an addiction to coffee. You have my sympathy. But even if you don't, I will drink a cup of tea in your honor. Now, I have brought you back. I wanted to do a little bit more work off screen, but something happened that has caused me to start recording again. Now, before I jump to that, I will say that in the comments, in the description for this video, there will be a different link to Dwarf Therapist because a few of you have pointed out there is a different version that is being continued to be maintained. The other Dwarf Therapist is a little bit out of date. It does work with the current version of Dwarf Fortress, as you've seen, because I've been using it. But this one adds a lot of new features and is regularly updated. So I've swapped to using that. And we're going to get a chance to see that very shortly. Because some migrants have arrived. Huzzah! Now we're going to let a couple of these guys get down here. Not much is actually going on. We're still building the wall. I've built the nest boxes, but that's about it. We've got a couple of changes to the professions just to allow us to get the fish dissected a bit faster. But is that all of them? Is that our lot? Oh, there's a chick. Well done. Who left the chick behind? Seriously, guys. You've left the chick. You horrible, horrible little dwarves. Horrible. That is truly, truly nasty. And one of these walls was suspended. Which one? This one. But now that our migrants are here, let's hop on over to Dwarf Therapist to check out exactly what we can do. And here we are. I've done a bit of tweaking and changing of things here. So this will look a little bit different. You know, the first thing I noticed was the string of new tabs that were up here. Also, the fact that it had custom icons written in the custom profession box. I've moved these around. When I initially opened it up, it did look much the same as the other Dwarf Therapist in terms of where the information was displayed. But I've moved things around a little bit more to my liking. But yes, each of the professions now has a custom icon, so it's a little bit easier for me to see who's done what. But there's lots of things we can do. I'm not going to go over all of it because there's just far, far too much. But I'll briefly show you. You can just have a look at all the different tabs here. This will give you an idea of just how much information is available. You can filter. This is what someone was telling me to filter by. I'm going to have the read dwarves. I've turned off the top of the bar because I just don't need it. I don't use it enough to need shortcut. I can just go to file for that. But you will probably see it on yours. But yes, we can filter by migrant wave. And we should see something about it. Yes. So here we go. These are the dwarves who initially arrived. These are our founders. This is the first migrant wave, the summer of year 126. And this is the migrant wave from the autumn of year 126. Only 4. That is a little bit of a shame. But we will no doubt be able to sort this out. But the big thing here is the amount of information that's displayed that'll help you pick who is best for which job. Let me show you. Now, I realize a couple of you, your eyes may have just exploded. Don't panic. First, push the eyeballs back in and maybe wipe up the blood. But basically, all the red on the screen, or the orange in places where it would contrast poorly. But the red is showing you that someone is not good for that job. The black is showing you that they are good for the job. It basically calculates it. Let me find one. For example, Aavak over here. He is 99.88% fit for the role of bookkeeper. Interestingly enough, though, he's not fit. He's only 24.87% fit for the role of Lord Dwarf. And this is, it shows you not just based on their skills, because the skill there is record keeper, but also the attributes. Memory, analytical ability, focus, these all apparently take part of the role. So, for example, down here, Para, as it happens, would be a phenomenal leader. Lord Dwarf, leader manager. I mean, Aavak actually technically isn't that good as being a leader because he lacks creativity, linguistic. Well, I don't know. He's probably got some of them, but traits that would be good for this are also straightforwardness and altruism. But yes, you can see a lot of information here, and you can use these screens to work out who would go into roles that would best suit them. You can do the same for military. Apparently no one in our place is any good with great axes. I don't even think that dwarves can wield great axes. I think they're classed as like too large of a weapon. But we got an overview of the military, an overview of their traits. Now, this shows... This information is kind of surplus to requirement, honestly. But it's kind of interesting to see who's got positive traits, who's got poor traits. For example, Edna isn't a very altruistic person. Receives what is actually Edna's thing? If I click on Edna, we should be able to bring up some more information. Over here, Dwarf. I've set this out to give me some... better info. It looks like I may have actually gotten rid of the traits of this because, again, like I said, it's surplus to requirements, really. You've got attributes, so you can see whether they're strong, disease resistant, and this is all the fluff text that was in your actual dwarves general information. If you look in there, you see things like, oh, he's resistant to disease, he never tires. This all ties into these traits. So it's pretty cool to be able to actually see all of that. We've got social here. A couple of people are actually really, really good in certain things, but there aren't too many people who are good at lots of things like Aavak is. And animals as well. I had no idea that animals actually had individual traits. I thought they were all basically cut from the same mold. And this has opened my eyes to that. Well done. Moving on. So you've got all this information down the side as well, which I've kept there specifically. For example, clicking on Aavak here, I can see what materials he likes, what he dislikes, what plants he likes, what creatures he likes. This can all be used to find the correct sort of meals, make sure we've got the right sort of stuff for particular people in the fort, or the right sort of things in their bedrooms, things like that. Like, for example, let's see, are there any... I want to see, damn it, I need to make this bigger, like that. I could have a look and say, oh, right, he likes clear glass. I should make clear glass statues for him, for his bedroom. You'll notice there's a little symbol next to Aavak and Revocaine. It's because they're classed as noble, because they've got noble-like jobs at the moment, but they'll pitch in like everyone else. They're not above working. Now, if you hover over them as well, it'll show thoughts, which is really good because you can see if anything's pissing them off, like Revocaine there, slept without a proper room and was caught in the rain. Not too good. But that is it for my brief, though somewhat not brief, introduction to the new Dwarf Therapist. So I'm going to pause the recording now, and I'm going to go away and name our dwarves and assign them roles. I will see you when I'm done. And welcome back. I have gone through the dwarves and selected the best trades that I could for them. I've even created a new one, the craftsmith. This actually should have already been renamed. Damn it. Let me do that now, and you can see how easy it is to add a nickname from in here. PH Dwarf. There we go. And then push that through with a commit. There we go, everyone is renamed. So we've got Ainsido, I'm hoping I pronounced that right, who is a new woodsmith. Yeah, woodcrafting is selected. That's great. If we check out roles, yeah, pretty good at carpentry. That's about the only thing that they're especially good at doing, except lying. Wow. Oh, no. They're very good at being a mechanic. Oh, well, maybe a career change in the future for you. Vulfa, who is our hunt dwarf, going to be joining Sam Scale out there. Very good in hunting skills, as you can see. especially small animal dissector, which is pretty interesting, and fish cleaning. I was very tempted to make you a foodsmith because of that. PH Dwarf, who is our craftsmith, is phenomenal at leatherworking and not at all too bad at strand extraction. Now, that's to do with adamantium, which is like in fibers. It's a very fibrous sort of metal, which is part of the problem because whilst extracting the strands, the dwarves can slice themselves to ribbons. Not fun. Vesti has also joined us and will be helping out with the farming, a druid. No particular skills in that area, but fairly good potential to be good at those skills. I think I will end up setting people's jobs more on what they could be really good at rather than what they've already got some skills in. Whether that's a clever thing to do or not, I don't know. I was quite tempted to set up some more military dwarves, but I'll leave that for now, I think. Right, so let's reorganize this by profession. There you go. You can see nice and easily we've got 3 druids now. 2 woodsmiths, 2 stonesmiths. 2 is a good number, I find, for those ones. We've even got 2 hunts dwarves, which is unexpected, but pleasing. And a craftsmith, which is going to be very, very useful for us because it's coming up to the time when we're going to have a trader. So I'm going to flip back to the game now. And here we go. Fantastic. Now then, let's see. There are a bunch of things that we need to get done. First and foremost, let's go ahead and take these down. I don't want them to be outside where they can be potentially damaged / robbed. I'm not sure. But let's also have a quick look at our animals. What are we doing? We've got a stray chick, a bunny. That's actually a named bunny. That is the pet of Vultha, the Huntsdorf. A Huntsdorf with a pet rabbit. I like it. That's actually kind of cool. Let's see. We want to check out the animals on this map. There are mountain goats. Now those, I'm assuming, definitely can be chopped up in the butchers. That's pretty cool. Very nice indeed. Now, we should also have some new food. Turkey and eggs, we've got those on cook. Now, I would actually like them not to cook up those plants right now. By all means, cook up the fish, though. So let's give them a repeat order to do this. Brew some drinks, and also prepare some easy meals. Can we render fat? No, we can't. Okay. Next, I would very much like our crafts dwarf to start working on some crafts. I don't really mind what, but use up all the rock that you can to turn that into awesome crafts. Stop walking over that place, please. Now, actually, whilst we're on this, I will go over something you can do. Not in the options. D and then O, I believe it is. Set traffic areas. Now, I've not gone over this yet, but along with burrows, which is something that's unique to Dwarf Fortress as far as I'm aware, Dwarf Fortress also allows you to directly influence the pathing logic of the dwarves by setting traffic areas. So some places are designated for high traffic, so you can go through them, and in fact it's preferred because it's designed to take the load. Some places restricted, normal, low, and you'll notice that the traffic cost in high, normal, low, and restricted is basically when the dwarf is, in game terms, calculating the shortest route between 2 points. As it's moving between the traffic areas, for example, every tile of restricted traffic that it has to move across, it's going to consider that 25 tiles worth of length. So each tile is 25 tiles longer than it normally would be. So if, for example, it had to cross 1 tile of restricted traffic or 20 tiles of high traffic, it would choose the 20 tiles of high traffic because in its mind, that would be the shortest route. So bear that in mind. It can be quite useful. And I'm stupidly OCD about this. I dislike it when dwarves walk over stuff like tables when they're not meant to. I'm sorry about that, but I just think it's not very dapper. Now, by setting that up, any dwarves that say want to get to this seat, because the restriction will not stop them. If they have to be there as part of what they're doing, they'll still go there. It's not going to tell them they're absolutely not allowed to be there. It's just going to make it seem like a less attractive path to take if there are other options. So, for example, a dwarf wants to sit up here because all the other seats are empty. It'll walk right around the room and then sit there, because this is low traffic and costs a little bit more than walking around the circumference of the room. It will not try to walk up there and walk over the tables. Now, whether it would normally do that, I can't really tell you, but I believe they do, because they're stupid sometimes. So, I do tend to do this a fair bit. This will probably be the only time you're going to see me doing it on screen, just because I just dislike it when my dwarves walk all over everything. So I tend to mark all furniture and definitely all workshops as restricted. I can't tell, was that there? I can't tell with the point of that. Let me see that. Ah, right, okay. I couldn't quite see how big that area was, where the footprint of the actual workshop was, that is. But there we go. These places should now be relatively safe from... Hang on. I'm not sure if that's actually part of the thing or not. No, it's not. What's this then? It's a colony of ants. What the? Why are there ants? Damn it. Can I pour boiling water on them or something? No, that's horrible. And you should definitely never do it. But, yes. So that's all done now. So they shouldn't, hopefully, walk over things that are dangerous for them to walk over or just annoy me. Because that's also dangerous for the dwarf, by the way. Now, I have added a couple more wheelbarrows to that stockpile, but overall, yeah, I think things are going well. I'm also starting to get rid of this stuff up here. Let's pull this all the way back as well. Slowly chiseling it down, and then we'll remove the ramps. But I need to build a trade depot. And I think I'm going to build that once I've made a couple of extra stone blocks. Let's make some blocks out of shale. There we go. But the reason I'm chiseling this back is I want to build a couple more craft stations. Looks like they're picking up some gems. Very well done. And someone is sleeping in the butcher shop. That seems a little bit odd, but okay. I won't say anything. As long as no one else complains. And we can take this back now as well. I'm having to do those bits individually because otherwise they may well get themselves caught. Wait. Creature occupying site still? Damn it, man. But as soon as our dwarves are finished just chiseling down those roof sections, we're going to start getting down here. In fact, I'm going to start on the designation. In fact, let's see. Want a nice healthy corridor, because the worst thing is when your dwarves have to lie down so other people can walk past them. And they do that, unfortunately. Let's get it about 4 wide. I'm just going to mark this out for future reference right now. Let's bring this over here. About, okay. Have another pit of about 4. And then, if we have the ballistae about there and there, their firing point will be here, and it's basically a very narrow cone in a straight line. So I want that the dead center of that not to hit any of the pillars, so that should work. So that's where these siege weapons will go by there. We'll probably expand this room. In fact, this here will be fortification. There and there. I'm not sure if ballistas will fire through fortification, so maybe I'll just actually make this... I could make it a little bridge, like a too long bridge that will rise and lower when we need. Like for that, we'd probably want a little room off to the side with a lever in the middle of it. In fact, these rooms would have to be a bit bigger still, just to be symmetrical. Now, I believe that siege engines are only 3x3. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain they are. We'll have the stairs for this area, though, because as I've said, this is not going to be connected. This is going to be a chasm here. A chasm, I should say. And we'll have the stairs leading up into the section back here somewhere. We could also, actually thinking about it, we would need ammo stockpiles because the bolts that a ballista will fire are enormous. I'm going to need quite a lot of storage. So this will be the sort of area over here with the dark sections that I haven't designated being walls, and these either fortifications, that is like slits in the walls, or an actual bridge section that'll rise or lower based on lever use. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. But for now, we'll have this area coming across. We'll have a little recess there. Like so. Now, the idea I've got for the actual living quarters and everything else that the dwarves are going to have, I'm a very, very big fan of burrows. So I'm going to be using those quite extensively in this. And the main idea I have is for a central stairwell leading down to each particular burrow. So we'll bring this up like that. So for example, this will be the entryway to a stairwell that will go down, say, to this level, and then we'll have a large, a specific type of industry going on here. Maybe this will be where we craft things, like specific crafts, not building materials and that sort of thing. And then we'll have another one which will be to our smithy and our metal industry. Another one which might be to our actual infrastructure, so like carpentry, masonry. Another which will be to animal training or any sort of exotic thing. And what I'll tend to do is I'll have those areas with their own sleeping quarters, their own kitchens, and people will be restricted based on a burrow. I'll give you an example for those who haven't played Dwarf Fortress and haven't got a clue what I'm talking about by going on about burrows. Let's see now. How do I make burrows? W makes a burrow. Right. Okay, this is the burrow making screen. So we want to add a new burrow. Let's see. Okay. We want to define this burrow. I know this lots of text, lots of crazy things on the screen right now. That might not make much sense. Don't worry. Don't panic, as the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy would tell you. Now, that is just a flat-out rectangle. You can change the mouse brush. You can change painting with R to erasing. I want to erase this part. I don't want this to be part of the burrow. Don't want this area at all to be part of the burrow. And then we'll strip this back as well. None of that is part of this burrow. Now, everywhere that's flashing is part of the burrow, so I'm happy with this one now. So we're gonna name this to base camp. There we are. We can also change the symbol. So we can use C, for example, to move through which types of symbols we're going to use. C. You can change the color. Let's go for something that isn't going to make my eyes bleed. Not that I'll be looking at this too often. I'll go for that. And if you press C, then you can go back to the symbol and we can move around, find what we want. There's not really that much choice at the moment, but this will do. Right, there's our base camp burrow. Now, we can add citizens to this burrow. Now, this is the important part. Right now, almost everyone should belong to the burrow. So, add citizen. We want our stonesmiths are not going to be part of it because they're going to be going outside to do things. So are our hunt dwarves. The military are not going to be part of it. The foodsmiths, however, are. The druids not, because they will have to go outside to gather plants, and the woodsmiths the same. So will the angler. So right now, actually, not that many people are going to be belonging to this burrow, really. Metalsmith, foodsmith. Okay, so we've really only narrowed this down to a couple of people. Anyone else we can stick in here? No? Is everyone else? Okay, fine. Right, so we've got a couple of people in the burrow now. Now, what that means is these people are not going to perform any task. They're not going to look for any sort of material or anything like that outside of this area. This is a very simple burrow that isn't really got that much of a use just yet because, as you saw, quite a lot of people need to have access outside of this burrow. But this becomes much more of a big thing as you're trying to organize a very large fort. Come on now, build these bloody walls. You've got more than enough time. Actually, whilst they're doing that, I really should add more creatures to this pen. Let's see. We'll add the stray chick and the tame bunny rabbit. There we go. Okay. Well, that shouldn't be too bad. How much drink has been made? Got 161 food. That's good. We got 23 meat. Wow. What kind? Whoa! This has gone crazy. Oh, okay. So finally they've butchered the wombat. So we've got loads of wombat meat. Prepared brain, lung, heart, liver. Oh, heart. Prepared wombat intestines. Wow. No, I don't think that's going to be very appetizing. If you're making wombat intestine biscuits, I'm going to shut this fort down. Wombat tripe, sweetbread, spleen, kidney, loads of fish that we can cook. Wombat tallow, turkey hen eggs. Right, we want to get some meals on the go. Let's do some more easy meals. As for the brewing, why are you not brewing? Have we got any messages about this? Distillable items. Can you brew some more now, perhaps? Or are you going to complain? I hope you're not going to complain. Let me just check the kitchen. How much? Have we got any particular? No, we haven't got any new types of drinks. Perhaps we need more barrels. That wouldn't surprise me. So let's make a couple because you can't brew if you haven't got a spare barrel to put the drink into. But having said that, there's a load of barrels in the... Ooh, no. Huntsdorf has run out of ammunition. That's definitely bad. Right, let's get these staircases... sorry, not the staircases, the ramps away. And then we're going to rebuild our metal industry in here for now. Come on, chop chop, get in those. Okay, you've got the rabbit. Good. Wow. Okay, loads of things going wrong. Creature occupying site. Okay. I think you're bringing in a goat. But wow, you've used up all of your bolts. That's not so cool. And actually, on that note, I really should check if Volfa has a crossbow. What's your inventory, Volfa? Have you got a crossbow? Yes, you have. A bismuth bronze crossbow. Okay, well, that'll do. Right. Now, more seeds are being brought back, I hope. We really do need to get a farm up and running, though. Perhaps I should do that rather than building the metalsmith stuff outside. So many things that I need to do. Let's first, whilst I'm remembering that I wanted to do it, build a trade depot. Now, I'm going to build this outside for one big reason. If someone were to bring carts, wagons that is, they need a 3x3 area to be able to move. Our little door there is not going to be big enough, so we'll build it outside. It's not generally going to be an issue. We'll build it of blocks. Now, they should build that up, and the traders, when they get to the edge of the map, will be like, all right, there is an available trade depot. We're going to go and set up shop there. I think they will hang around if there isn't one, but the wagons won't. The wagons will just go on their merry way. So that is quite important to keep in mind. Now, is anyone going to be able to set up that bloody wall? Or are they going to stop again? Probably going to stop. The next thing is perhaps we can go ahead and make a farm plot. That's not the one. We want a plot. Now, judging by the wiki, this should work, even if it says that there's that it's blocked. I'm hoping that's the case. But as you can see, it's not actually that much room there. But this should be alright, I hope. We'll make it a 2x2. Sorry, a 2x5, in fact. Let's pop that there. Hopefully we can get that set up quickly. And get some of the above ground seeds that we've got hanging around planted. That is if the still can actually do something. Now, what is wrong? Why all these cancellations? I don't understand. I'm not sure what they're cancelling all the time, to be honest. That's a little bit of a concern. Check out reports. Mountain goat. No, that's fine. As long as it's not goblins, I'm happy with that. Those, no, they're okay. Alright. They are going nuts about storing stuff. Don't know why. Are you carrying anything? Have you picked up an arrow or something? Could well be the case. Whilst you're faffing around with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and do possibly the last building in this area. No. Cancel that. We'll bring this down instead. The problem with this game is you'll always find more things that you need to do. Alright, we want to be about... that'll do. Cancel there. In fact, let's just make this room down here. Let's do that. Now we want... There we go. That many workshops. So a furnace, smelter, and a metal crafter. That'll do. Right, now, hopefully... No. Have you just suspended? Damn you! Why do you keep doing this? Are you actually blocking it yourself? Because I suspect he was stood on the wall when he tried to build it. That derp. I'm watching you. Now, that needs to be started. I'm going to go back down here. And one thing I'm going to change is I'm going to move this up one. Because if it's only 2 up, then when the walls are chiseled, if you do chisel them, which I will be doing, it'll create an odd sort of graphical effect. Now, we want another one here. Like that. I don't know how many burrows we're going to have, but I'm going to plan for a few. Can't imagine there are really that many industries or separate tasks that I'd really want to segregate the dwarves from, but we'll go ahead and do that. And that does give us a nice little area to add some extra statues. We'll have 3 on each side for now. And we'll cut that down. Do that. Now, we can also have additional room for statues. I'll just take this away so that they don't accidentally just start chiseling all of this out, because we don't want to build that until much later. Now, I think, yeah, we'll just leave this open so this whole area will be just one long chasm. So on one side you've got, in fact, we may as well take this away if that's the case. On one side you've got statues and stairs and little offices offshooting, but on the other side you've just got a big drop, possibly to a pit full of mechanical spikes. I'm not sure on that one yet. Now we can either have this... I'm going to leave that there for now in case I want to put an office or something there. I do still like the idea of the brokers being fairly close. Let's move that across, actually, otherwise I'll feel weird about the distance being different compared to all of the other alcoves. In fact, we can have 2. Yeah, that works out well. There we go. Now, the way I tend to make stairs is, unfortunately, because it's annoyingly quite a lot of work to do, is I like to make spiral stairs just for the aesthetics. Again, a lot of it isn't very efficient, but I quite like the way it looks, especially if you're looking like halfway down the stairs and you're seeing dwarves running up and down them. I like to make extra work for my dwarves. Keep them busy. Devil makes work for idle minds, or idle hands as the saying goes. But that should be it for... let's get rid of that. The designation there. Damn it. And we'll connect this to this hallway there. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now, I can't remember whether I was going to have one double door or two. I think I'm going to have one. But that should be plenty of work for Evelyn and Rock to get down to. And once they've chiseled out these areas, actually, I want to have central parts of these for the stairwells left alone. And I can decide later if I want to do anything funky with that or whether I just want to leave it like a pillar. There we are. They should get to work now. And in the next episode, given the date, mid-autumn now, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see our first traders. So hopefully we've made a couple of rocks, crafts. Really would like it if this was built though. Damn it. Maybe I should stop giving our people with architecture jobs to do. Yeah. But yes, in the next episode, hopefully we will see our first traders and we will be able to sell off some of the crafts that I know I've seen them making. And possibly I will work out why they keep standing on that bloody wall and then cancelling it because they stood there. Yes, little frustrations. But we are making progress. I am glad that once the forge and furnaces are built, then our little base camp will be complete. And we can actually start work on building some proper quarters, some dining halls worthy of dwarves, and even starting to look at the inevitable mechanical marvels that we're going to fill those halls with. One of which will always be a waterfall mist generator. Because as I've said, dwarves like watery mist. I don't know why. They don't particularly like getting wet, but have them walk through a waterfall and they love it. They're strange creatures. But that is it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed and I hope you will join me for the next. But until then, do take care.